Hi everyone, this is Shamion here. I hope all is well with everyone. I am doing a quick Callaloo demo. Right, so I'm just putting in the oil. I do burn garlic when I am doing my Callaloo. You all see how much oil is in there. It's just to coat the bottom of the pot. We don't use too much. It's regular canola oil. Because alright, so that's about 3 tablespoons of oil. I don't use cooking butter. I don't use cooking butter at all when I'm cooking. I burn fresh garlic when I am cooking callaloo. Couple cloves in here, well, some big garlic cloves, pong. 4 cloves in here, pong, and I'm going to burn it off for flavor. That's just for extra flavor, right? It's just for extra flavor, and I don't take it back out the pot because I don't want it back out. I want that intense garlic flavor in there, so I leave it in there. I thank that lady for that tip. I am not using a pot spoon, so you all would not be hearing any knocking. I had these all along, and it slipped my mind, or it just never came into my head to use it. So you all wouldn't be hearing these knocking. Thanks so much to that lady for her tip on using the wooden spoons to do the videos. Right, so you see how quickly the pot was really hot. I am using my pressure cooker pot because it's the perfect size for the 2 bundles of callaloo that I already have pre-washed. Everything is already prepped. Everything is already prepped for the video. I have some fresh seasoning in my small processor. Here is the emulsion blender for when it reaches that stage, but I will have to do a final product video. And this is the callaloo. This is only 1 bundle in here. I am doing 2. It was already washed. This is my coconut milk. This is my pumpkin and okras chopped already. I know you all have so much questions to me about wares, right? I got this this over the sink basket at Price Smart. It is a Farberware brand that was a long time ago. Did earlier in this year, they do not have anymore. I can guarantee you all they don't have anymore. This chef man was also brought there. It's a 3-piece attachment. I spoke about it in another video. This is my Rachel Ray olive oil bottle. Right? So here is the garlic, what it looks like now. This is the color you want. You don't want it to burn. And directly following this, I am going to use some seasoning, some of my freshly chopped seasoning. There is shadow benny in there, there is chive in there is garlic, ginger, onion, pimento peppers. That's what this consists of. The videos don't make you see the quality properly. So I'm going to put in a little, about 2 tablespoons of it, the fresh chopped seasoning. I will be reserving some for when the callaloo is done and already blended for more intense flavor. So just toss it around in the oil. The kitchen smells lovely. Just give that a good toss in your oil. Followed by your okras. Right? One got away. I'm putting in the okra and the pumpkin now. This is a little miserable to hold, so sorry about that if you all didn't see, but it's just the pumpkin and the okras that I put in. Make sure it's coated well with your oil. I will come back with a final video of me doing the blending of the callaloo with the emulsion blender or the handle scissor stick, electric scissor stick, as some of you know it. Right? I'm going to put in the callaloo now. As I said, the callaloo was washed, my hands was washed also before I started this video. You all know I am big on hygiene, and I just cook. I just don't do videos and demonstration for doing its sake. I always talk about us doing the correct thing with handling of food. I always speak about that. So I'm just leaving it there for a while. I'm going to get the other bundle of that callaloo. The strainer was a bit small, so I'm putting in the other bundle of callaloo, which is going to be washed also, and it's going into the pot. If you are not doing a video, of course you can have your 2 bundles at once. It goes without saying. It goes without saying. So once you are not doing any cooking, then one thing you can add your things to suit, but make sure everything is washed and well handled, please. So this is the second bundle going in now of the callaloo bush, dashing bush. I'm using dashing bush. For my American friends, I have a lot of American fans and so forth. I have to call them fans, but really friends is the word. For you all that live in the US, when I lived in Dodson Martin. I lived there for a couple of years, well, probably about 6. When I lived in Dodson Martin, I used the spinach leaves, and it was just as good. I followed all the steps with the callaloo to make it, but I just used the spinach leaves. Yes, I lived there, Dodson Martin, for a while. For those of you that don't know, St. Martin is the island is broke up into 2 parts, French and Dutch. I lived on the Dutch side, so I used to cook my callaloo. I use spinach. So for you in America, I know you get your callaloo and things at the West Indian market. I know you get your stuff at the market, but I'm just saying for those of you that might be wondering, yes, you can use spinach. It says a mug of coconut. This is a mug of coconut milk. You guys seen it, right? It's going to go in now. I am using my pressure cooker pot like I said, but I am not pressuring the callaloo. I'm only just using the pot like I said because it's the perfect size for these 2 bundles. Usually I put baby thyme in here also. I tie it in a nice bundle and I put it in my callaloo also. Thyme is really good in callaloo. Thyme and ginger is lovely in callaloo, right? So you all seen what we have here already. I'm going to put just a little bit more water. Nothing much, a little bit more water. Because you want those leaves covered, eh? You want your leaves covered. Because your callaloo and you have to cook for a while. Don't drown it with water, please. I go back to what I always say. We can always add water. We cannot take out. So don't cover it with much of water, please. Sometimes you see callaloo and it's like almost like soup. That's not the texture we are looking for. We are doing callaloo to go on rice and pie and so forth. I'm adding just a little bit more water. And callaloo isn't something that takes long to cook. Sorry about that glass knocking. So this is about the amount of water that we are looking for in that callaloo. You see how easy it was? I tell you all, my goal with doing these videos is that persons will not be intimidated by food. I am adding a little bit of course sea salt to that, a very little bit. I'm not going to use all of this because when it's big like this, you use less. You really do. So about that, right? I put a little bit of brown sugar in my callaloo, nothing much. Just to enhance the flavor. Salt and sugar always go well together. So this is brown sugar. The color is really lovely. It's clean and nice. About that, no more will be added after cooking or during cooking of the brown sugar. You don't want to taste it sweet. You just want it faint and they're coming through. And I am going to use some Maggi all-purpose. You all know by now that's my favorite seasoner, powder seasoning. I go towards that all the time. I'm not going to use all of this. It's probably about 2.5 packets or 3 packets in here easy. But I buy the bottle of it. And you are all set. If you are cooking it with crab or pigtails, your crab don't have to be cooked before. Make sure it's well clean and scrubbed and you put it down in here, following all the steps I just did. With pigtails, you're going to have to boil it, probably about triple boil it 3 times. Throw away the water and refill and boil. It's really salty. And then you cut it up and you add it in here. You cannot put uncooked pigtails in this. No one will be able to eat it. The salt level is going to be ridiculous, I tell you that. So this is it, guys. I'm going to come back with doing the emulsion of it. This is always how I do my callaloo. The only thing is missing from here is thyme. Remember the season I call, go back, listen to the video carefully, and remember I always use freshly chopped seasoning for everything I'm cooking. Also, I season everything I am cooking differently, so the flavors of each dish really comes through. I don't use any one seasoning for any 2 different things or anything like that. Everything is seasoned different. My meats are seasoned different and my veg and so forth. You know, it's just learning and trial and error. I was not trained formally in cooking. I started cooking at the age of 12 thanks to my grandparents, my maternal grandparents, and this is what contributed greatly to me being the cook I am today. And I'm happy to share the knowledge I have learned along the way. I am really happy to share, right? We have to give back. We always have to give back, and this is my way of giving back, right? So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. It was my pleasure cooking this callaloo. I'm going to come back with a demonstration of blending it with the emulsion blender, and I have 2 videos to do later on this week. I'm committed to doing it. 2 ladies asked me to do 2 videos, and I am going to be doing those videos. So guys, have a blessed day. I'll see you guys with final product. Bye.